Hey guys, Nick Drossos. I'm here with Dr. George Giannou. I'm behind the camera, I'm holding it. Dr. George Giannou is a long time and one of my closest friends, business partner, and the Zen master. That's what I call him. And one of the most common questions I get is, Nick, how do I overcome fear? The fear of fighting. What do I do? How come I freeze or I panic and I get scared? What can I do to control that? So no one else better than Dr. George Giannou to help us answer that question. So George, people are watching. They're about to get into a fight, they're shitting their pants, they're scared, they think they're gonna get their ass kicked, and the fear is real.
Yeah.
What can they do?
Look, the one thing I notice from working with a whole bunch of people is the main problem is not necessarily the fear. First, let's get into what fear is. Some of you have seen this acronym before. Fear.
I love this one. Yes, George.
No. F for false evidence that appears real. So, what scares us is our perception of what an event is. It can be, there's 20 guys surrounding you with knives, or there's a spider on the floor. It doesn't make any difference. What matters is the way you interpret the event that's happening. So, I'll give you an example. About 15 years ago, I parked the car behind my parents' house, like in the train station parking lot. And went to dinner. My parents came out of the house, walked there. I was alone at night. There was nobody else there. There was just my car. As I walk up to the car, I see the doors open. So I literally rushed to my car, and this tall, like 6'5" guys with huge dreads walks right out of the car, and we're just literally this close to one another. And we're just staring at each other. I look at his hands, there's nothing in his hands. So he slowly backs off, gets on his bicycle and rides away. So right there I was like, wow. Look in the car, I noticed, okay, he didn't take anything, perfect. A few days later, I noticed that he actually had stolen something from me. I had my graduation ring in a little bag in the cup holder. When I noticed that, that's when I started beating myself up. Why didn't I, confront him when he was about to ride off on his bike? Why didn't I go and kick his bike? Why didn't I take his bike, throw it in the bushes, and tell him to run? I really started beating myself up. Why? Because I started to give an interpretation to the fear that I had. Because don't get me wrong, I was scared when I saw this guy. I literally froze. Didn't do anything, didn't say, we didn't exchange not a word, nothing. So there's the event where there's fear, and then there's the story we make about the event. This is the part that bothers us, because this is where all the shoulds come in. I should have said something. I should have slapped his hand away when he tried to touch me. I should have told him, no, you can't do that, when he came close to me. All of you, who have been in these situations, have a whole bunch of shoulds about your reaction.
That's good.
So, this is not about fighting the fear. It's about changing your perception and your interpretation of your fear. Because I got news for you, and Nick will tell you, the fear is never going to go away.
Ever.
It's not. It's part of the process.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
You need it. I say when I'm afraid, it's my alarm system that says, this is not a drill, this is not an exercise, this is real.
If I wasn't afraid of the guy, maybe I would have ran towards him, telling him in his face, hey, get out of my car. Maybe would have taken a knife out and stabbed me. Who knows? But my ego, you say, come on, you weren't man enough, you should have said something, you should have done something. Should. Our life is full of these shoulds. Okay? So, lesson number 1, don't try to get rid of your fear.
No.
It's there for a reason.
Yeah.
When you start replaying that scene in your head, okay, I want you to look at what are all the shoulds that you have about that scene that happened to you. This is what you need to look at. Okay? So fear is a good thing.
And whatever you resist will persist.
Yeah. And the more you resist it and make yourself wrong for how you felt, then the worse you feel, you spiral down.
So
number one, look at all the shoulds. Catch yourself saying, I should have done this, should have done that, should have done that. And just observe that and say, hey, you know what? The way it happened was perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
At that time. And see that, yeah, being afraid is actually okay. And if you really want to just diminish or reduce the amount of fear you have, there's only one way.
Yeah.
Practice.
Practice. Training. Do scenarios. That's what helped me. The more training I did and scenarios I did in my self-defense training, the more prepared I felt, the less I panicked, froze, and was in better control to assess and handle the situation. So,
and that means in practical terms. I don't care if you read about self-defense and you keep reading, it's about being in the situation. That's why if you have the opportunity to come see Nick, to go to an actual hands-on self-defense seminar, that's what's going to make the biggest difference for you. It's never going to go away.
No.
It is not going away. The day your fear goes away, be worried, because you're going to start doing stupid things.
George, well said, and I totally agree with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Dr. George Giannou, the Zen Master. I'll have him more often. Come on the YouTube channel. And if you have any more questions about these type of topics, leave them in the comment box. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay tuned for our new site. Our launch July 1st. Nick Drossos, Dr. George Giannou, we are out. Stay safe and stand strong.